I call the member for Monero.
Speaker, like many members in this place, I had the pleasure of attending a number of citizenship ceremonies on Australia Day, and I have the pleasure of attending another citizenship ceremony in Queanbeyan next week. And it always strikes me at these citizenship ceremonies just how important migration has been to our region. The Snowy Mountains region of New South Wales is one where we saw post-war migration mainly coming for the Snowy Mountains scheme, which built our communities, not only building a massive piece of iconic Australian infrastructure, but also building the diversity and the spirit of our communities with those European refugees and people who came from after World War II to start a new life in Australia. They added hugely to our communities, and in Queanbeyan it's the same. Our current migrants come from countries like India. We have many Sikh migrants who are settling around Queanbeyan, and many other countries coming for Snowy 2.0 to the Snowy Mountains from Asia and from right around the world. Those people bring us a huge cultural and knowledge boost to our community. They're very valuable and they help to generate economic growth across our communities of the Monero. And it's the same for all of Australia. All of Australia does better when we have migration. That's something which we've seen from the post-war migration right through. We have growing economies which then provide more wealth, more tax dollars to help the people who are less able to support themselves, to provide the social safety net. It's built on migration and the people who bring that diversity into our Australian economy and who bring a workforce into our Australian economy. And that's why I particularly look, when I go to those ceremonies over the last year or so, at the pride that those people who are coming in as new Australian citizens have when they stand there and they wave their little Australian flags to say, hey, I'm an Australian and this is the symbol of the country that I've just become a part of. And it's also why I get particularly annoyed when I see other groups marching around the country campaigning against immigration and promoting racism and xenophobia, but also using our Australian symbol as their symbol when they do it. To me, that is deeply offensive, and it's something that all good Australians should be saying just isn't on. In fact, it's important that Australians who actually care about the diversity of our country stand up to these people who are spreading those xenophobic messages and say to them that, contrary to a lot of their populist propaganda, we don't have mass migration in Australia. At the moment, we have around 185,000 people coming this year on skilled permanent migration. Those are people who are coming into work in areas like aged care, the health system, in building and construction, in areas where we seriously need those skills across our country. On top of that, we have people who come for temporary visas, and often they're the people who are out working on farms and assisting with harvests, areas where people would be short of those workforces, or perhaps they're coming on student visas where they might be the people who are serving you a coffee in a Sydney cafe as part of the jobs that they might do while they're here. And yes, some of them then do seek to stay in Australia. And often that's because they've come over here and they've actually learnt a skill that we need, like nursing, like aged care, one of those highly skilled areas where we need people and where we very much welcome those people coming into our hospitals and our nursing homes and a variety of other areas around the country. So those people are incredibly valuable for our country, and they should be welcomed. They shouldn't be greeted with people who seek to drive division, who abuse people on the street because they look like they might be Indian or from another country. Those people are the un-Australian people that we see when we confront this, and those are the people that we should be pointing out are not working in the interests of the welfare of our country. So, Mr. Speaker, I'm going to go to another citizenship ceremony next week. I'm going to greet those wonderful people who've chosen Australia as their future. I'm going to say to them, proudly hold your Australian flag up. Say that you are just as much a citizen of this country as am I, whose family has been here for 5 generations, or as every other person who's become an Australian since the arrival of white settlers in this country. And I know that those people will feel that pride and they will make a great contribution to our country.